V for virus.
Remember, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
Did this comic, later a film, which is what I'll be referring to, eerily predict the current world we find ourselves in? That a virus would ravage Europe, that America would enter civil war, that the UK would be under 10 PM curfews.
A yellow-coded curfew is now in effect. Any unauthorized personnel will be subject to arrest. This is for your protection.
Did it predict the year that this would happen? Strangely, yeah, it kinda did, which is why I'm talking about it. It predicted all of those things and more. V for Vendetta started life as a serialized comic and turned it into a film by the makers of The Matrix, the Wachowski brothers, who are now the Wachowski sisters. And you probably recognise the mask,
which have become synonymous with political movements like Anonymous and other assorted political movements.
Good evening, London.
In the film, we follow Evie, a typical Londoner who is late to see a friend. It's past the 10 PM curfew and she gets a stern telling off from a fingerman. Yes, they could have chosen a better name, but for some unknown reason, that is what they're called. These fingermen are not police, they're more like marshals. They patrol the streets at night to make sure no one is out beyond the curfew. Where have I seen that before? In the UK, which is where the film is set, places are broken down into zones, and there are areas you couldn't go because they're quarantine zones. Where have I seen that? And the most remarkable bit is that the film was actually set in the year 2020. That's this year. Now, I'm not for 1 second saying that this is a conspiracy, so don't start getting all touchy, alright? You'll watch all those Simpsons videos that predict the future, won't you? But one mention of the virus and everyone loses their mind.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
Merely, I am just pointing to a film that seems to have oddly predicted the current world we find ourselves in with remarkable parallels. In the film, the virus is actually called the St. Mary's virus, and that is what led to the restrictions on daily life. The curfews, the marshals, the quarantine zones. Stephen Fry's character has a hidden collection of contraband, just like the main character V has in his lair. It's a collection of banned books, memorabilia and artwork, which he needs to keep hidden or he'll get cancelled from his TV show, which resembles a kind of James Corden late night American TV show, except it looks quite good. But then something worse happens. He gets cancelled permanently. Which is oddly symbolic of cancel culture, which I'll get to. The media, which is state-owned, constantly pushes fear-based propaganda on behalf of the government.
An extraordinary talent.
She's lying.
He dedicated his life to his country.
How do you know?
And quashes anyone who says anything to the contrary by making them disappear, just like poor old Stephen Fry.
Not so funny now, is it? Funny man.
We see this today. Our world is now basically virtual. Everything we do is online. Thus, people are cancelled and deleted quicker than a cream cake at a hunger strike if you do or say the wrong thing. Which isn't a set of moral codes. No, no, no. It all depends if you're liked by the online mob or not. If you are, then you'll probably be okay. If not, then bye-bye. That includes words too. You can't even say the C word anymore without getting a strike. Not that C word. The new C word. I'm not even sure if you can say the V word. Virus. There, said it.
That is not funny. I've seen people go to jail for less than that.
Please don't delete me. The Prime Minister is played by John Hurt. Another nice link to George Orwell's 1984. And if you don't know why, piss off and research it. His character promises security but not freedom.
This is for your protection.
Another haunting quality is that they seem to communicate via Zoom, which was in its infancy when this film was made in 2005, but is now becoming the norm, the new normal, which is fast becoming the most infuriating phrase anyone can utter in one's presence, just narrowly pipping "love life." The film also talks about America dealing with a civil war, we can pretty much see happening sooner rather than later. Back to the film. And the main guy, V, who is a kind of Count of Monte Cristo cum Guy Fawkes mashup, wears a mask all the time to hide his disfigured face. This mask has actually gone on to become a symbol of freedom, or at least of opposition to the powers that be, including anarchic organisations like, if they exist, Anonymous. But now, all of us have to wear a mask, if we like it or not, in shops and public areas, which kind of feels, instead of a symbol of freedom, like the V mask, it rather feels more like a symbol of subjugation. The government now has its hand on your face.
This is for your protection.
Couple that with somebody saying it's the new normal and I want to smash their face in. Not only that, but most of the disposable plastic masks are made in China. There's a twist of irony for you. I mean, seeing that the virus did actually come from China.
But then, China happened.
There's another C word you can't really say. China. And I thought we were having a war on plastic. And I've seen more plastic masks littering the parks, walkways and public areas than at a rich toddler's Lego party. Oh, thank you, thank you. This is a dream come true. Thank you so much. It really is. I'd like to thank my mum. In the film, one of the main methods to get people to do what it wants is to use fear-based propaganda as a currency of control.
I want everyone to remember why they need us.
Because when you scare people enough, they will more than likely do what you want. And I don't think it's fair to deny the fact that our government has done its fair share of that, which, just like in the film, leads to the government taking more and more powers. And under the, wait for it, Health Act of 1984, ironic, huh? Our leaders can, with just one signature, bring in sweeping powers with no debate. Lastly, you've got this character called Prothero, who goes on live TV and scares people shitless. It reminds me strongly of a Piers Morgan type. A big fat bloated windbag who could argue with himself if he didn't recognise the reflection. Anyway, this Prothero character has loads and loads of money invested in pharmaceutical company, so a clear conflict of interest there. But Jack, this is a film, it's not real life. It wouldn't happen in real life. Well, hold your horses. This guy, Patrick Vallance, who is Chief Scientific Advisor, has, wait for it, £600,000 in stocks invested in GlaxoSmithKline, who are one of the companies who could be rolling out the new vaccine. Now, the government line of, we can stop the lockdowns when we get a vaccine, starts to make a bit more sense. At the end of the film, people gather in large numbers, which have been banned now, march peacefully and quietly, in their masks, upon Westminster, and take back their power from the oppressive government. Now, I'm not saying that we have a tyrannical government, far from it, but what I am saying is that freedom has to be constantly wrestled back. If you look at history, this is how freedom is lost. This is how liberty can die. The government now dictates so many aspects of our lives and livelihoods, and it's okay not to be happy about that. It's okay to question that. It's okay to question their motives, and it's okay to disagree fundamentally with the course of action that they choose to take, because in a free and open society like ours, that is our right.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.